guys, it's Chelsea from Honey & Co Creative, and today I decided to record a video for you about my mood board process. So this is something that I've made a blog post about in the past, and I thought it would be nice to record a little video where I share my screen with you and sort of walk you through step by step. As a professional graphic designer, a mood board is something that I use sometimes for personal reasons, just for fun, to gather my thoughts or just to get the creative energy going. But I do also use it with my clients at the beginning of the project. After we go through strategy together, I'll present them with a proposed mood board concept, and this sort of encapsulates the feeling that we want to achieve with the design, so that way the client can look at the mood board and the various images and say, yeah, you got it, this feels right, or they can say, you kind of got it, but this image doesn't really fit with my brand for these reasons. So that's why it's super important. I do use the Adobe software, so if you are a graphic designer, this is probably what you use as well. If you're not a graphic designer, you could probably take what I do in Illustrator and modify it to be something within Canva. I'm not totally sure because I don't really use Canva as a graphic designer, but I know that you can do a lot in that program. So without further ado, I am going to jump into the tutorial. Okay, so the first thing that I do when I'm starting a mood board is creating a secret board. So you can see that I just created a secret board and I called it Bali because just for fun I'm making this mood board about the fact that I'm going back to Bali and I'm really excited, so I just kind of wanted to, I don't know, gather my thoughts. So I created the board, made it secret, and now I'm just literally going through my feed. I'm not even searching specific terms. But I'm just going through my feed and finding things that resonate with my feeling that I'm going back to Bali, which might be kind of stupid, but that's what I'm doing. So if you were looking to do this for a client, you would want to search specific themes and terms that relate back to the brand and the brand feeling. If you do strategy with your clients, the keywords that you pull out during that strategy are things that you would want to be searching for in Pinterest. Whereas for me, this is just kind of like a random, just for fun kind of project. So that's why I'm just going through my main feed and just pulling pictures that kind of relate. So as you can see, I have some sort of like interior design kind of images, some that are more text-based, and they all have a very similar color theme and just like feeling in general. So that can be kind of hard to explain to people who aren't designers, like not to sound rude or anything, but when you're working on design, often it's very intuitive and you're working based off of like a feeling, not even a style, but you're looking for like, what is the mood of the brand going to be? Whereas for me during this project, I'm like, oh, what's my mood that I'm moving back to Bali? So it's a little bit different, but it's still the same process. So what I'm doing here is saving out all the pictures and putting them into a folder, but you can't see that because it's off screen. So now you can see over on the left there, I have my untitled folder, which I should have titled, and I do later. Maybe I don't. I'm bad like that. Anyway, I have my untitled folder, and that is where all of my pictures are. I've saved them all into there. So now I'm just selecting them all and bringing them into a new artboard in Illustrator. The artboard size that I tend to work with when I do mood boards is 1,280 pixels squared. That's just what I use. It tends to work. It's good for Instagram, but it's still high quality enough if I wanted to throw it up on my website or something like that. So as you can see, I inserted all the images and then just reduced them in size so that they do all fit. Often I'll have like way more images than this, so what I'll do is sort of place them around the artboard rather than in the white space, and then group them by like theme. And then from there, I find it quite easy to pull out my favorite ones that I feel like relate with the mood board or
the brand itself. So as you can see, I'm just sort of arranging them in a way that I think looks aesthetically pleasing, but this is quite an intense process. And when I say intense, I don't mean like workout intense or anything like that, but it just takes a while to sort of organize things in a way that vibes with you and looks good on the, I don't know, paper, so to speak. So I definitely take my time with this. But yeah, when I do mood boards, I like to have a nice mix of different elements. So you can see with the little bit of text that says Anna something, that's a logo that another designer has designed, and I really just like the vibe of it for this mood board. I know I'm not designing a brand here, but I just felt like it fits with the vibe that I'm going for. If I was designing a brand and I was going to go on and do logos for that brand, I personally think it is helpful to have designs in mind from other designers to sort of show your client, okay, this is what I had in mind. Okay, so now I was like thinking to myself, oh, I'm going to Bali, obviously I need an ocean. So I just went back to Pinterest, pulled that picture off, and now I'm pulling it into the artboard, as you can see. So now that I have things arranged in a way that I kind of like, what I'm doing is throwing in a background color, which I absolutely love to do. I usually tend to stick to a neutral color, but sometimes I'll go for something bright, just kind of depending on the mood of the brand, the mood of the board, how I'm feeling that day, you know, any variety of factors. So now that I've chosen this purpley color for the time being, I also love to throw in like a little bit of a line detail, text detail, stuff like that. So you can see that I'm inserting some of that here. So I'm just adding some text and that sort of circular shape just for a little bit of extra interest. And then I'm still playing around with the color because who knows when I'm ever gonna be happy when it comes to a mood board. I could make edits forever and ever and ever. And this is the final mood board. I guess I didn't really let you guys have a good look at it before I stopped this screen recording. So that's what it looked like.
So I hope that you guys enjoyed, and if you have any specific questions about my process or I don't know, gathering ideas or thoughts or how the client process works with mood boards and how to guide your clients on giving feedback, just let me know and I'd be happy to make another video. Okay, see you next time.